Hey guys, thank you for watching the Slat Rock channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon to get notified every time we post a new video. And if you've already done so, just make sure that it's still active. Here's your news for September 3rd, 2019. Guys, let's see what we have in store for you today. Becky stuns Stone Cold Steve Austin. Spoiler: unaired WWE Raw segment that Vince McMahon is furious about. Bayley's expected heel turn. Seth Rollins says Becky Lynch is still recovering from Sasha Banks' chair shots. More on backstage fight at AEW All Out. WWE superstar on being told she was ugly every day. The Usos' expected WWE return. Alicia Fox's current status with WWE. WWE superstar explains her new twisted character on Fox's Havenbrook. CM Punk on The Rock calling him during Fighting With My Family filming. Triple Threat semifinal match set for WWE King of the Ring tournament. We're kicking off with some news from Stone Cold Steve Austin's new show, as the Hall of Famer recently aired his episode with the man, Becky Lynch. Hanging with the reigning Raw Women's Champion, Austin and Lynch spoke about their lives and careers in wrestling, as well as the comparisons some fans have made about their characters. The episode clearly had a lot of wrestling fans tuning in, so it made sense that the pair would use wrestling moves, as Lynch would even deliver a Stone Cold Stunner to the Rattlesnake himself. It's been many years since Austin took his own finishing move, and though he retired in 2003 and hasn't wrestled since, it's great to see the former world champion can still take a bump when needed. Monday Night Raw news now, as Seth Rollins prepares for one of the biggest nights of his career at Clash of Champions in less than 2 weeks. Not only will Rollins team with Braun Strowman to defend the Raw Tag Team titles against Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler, but the Architect will later defend his Universal Championship that same night against the Monster Among Men. According to a recent WWE video, tensions between the pair clearly boiled over, as a heated argument backstage led to Strowman shoving his partner through a wall. What's interesting is that this video was uploaded online before it happened on Raw, so it seems this was a pre-taped segment that was shown to fans much earlier than it was supposed to be. This theory is helped by the fact that WWE very quickly deleted the video from their social media, as it seems someone backstage made a major mistake. With next week's edition of Raw being the go-home show for Clash of Champions, fans can expect something big from the pair before their 2 huge title matches on September 15th in Charlotte, North Carolina. More news from the Raw Tag Team Champions now, as though Rollins and Strowman tried to sign the contracts to make their Universal title match official, this didn't quite go according to plan. Unless you literally started watching wrestling today, you'll know that WWE contract signings in the ring never go well, and this week's saw the OC make their presence known. Before either man could sign the contract to make the Universal title match official, the documents were torn up by AJ Styles, something Stone Cold Steve Austin didn't approve of. Calling out Michael Cole, who was supposed to be moderating the signing, the Texas Rattlesnake called Cole one hell of an announcer, but a pretty poor moderator. Later in the night, Austin would send another tweet out suggesting that on next week's go-home show, they have another contract signing, this time moderated by the former world champion himself. This idea clearly got fans talking, as moments later, a tweet from WWE's official account confirmed that the Bionic Redneck will serve as moderator for the signing between the Beast Slayer and Strowman next week. Next week's show will take place in Madison Square Garden, a place Austin is very familiar with, as fans can only wonder what the Hall of Famer will do when Raw arrives at the world's most famous arena. While Strowman and Rollins were unable to sign their contract this week, one superstar who made a major impact on Raw was none other than the SmackDown Women's Champion, Bayley. Appearing on the Red brand thanks to the WWE's wildcard rule, Bayley started her night at odds with her old friend Sasha Banks, who said that the Hugger was being overshadowed despite being the top star in the women's division. Banks would also go on to give a mention to Vince McMahon for her position in the company, thanking the controversial chairman for her high salary, a private jet, her own tour bus, and having to answer to no one. Later on in the night, Bayley would team with Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch to face the Women's Tag Team Champions Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, and this is when the Hugger would reveal her true colors. After the boss attacked the man, it seemed that Bayley was going to help Lynch out, but instead grabbed the chair from Banks and leveled the Raw Women's Champion with a vicious attack. With the crowd screaming yes, this is the first heel turn for the Hugger since her debut in NXT, though fans are wondering whether this is the right time for her turn. Bayley is scheduled to take on Charlotte Flair at Clash of Champions, as it seems the usually booed Queen will be cheered when she takes on the villainous Bayley in her hometown later this month. Speaking of title matches for the pay-per-view, Becky Lynch will finally have her chance to get some revenge on Sasha Banks when the pair meet at Clash of Champions for the Raw Women's title. Since returning on the Raw after SummerSlam, Banks has made it clear that she wants a fifth reign with the title, attacking Becky Lynch with a steel chair on that episode, and one of those shots hitting the man in the back of the head. With a possible injury, the company quickly gave Lynch a few weeks off, and though the man has said she's fine, her fiancé Seth Rollins isn't too sure. On Instagram, the architect implied that Lynch still isn't fully over the assault from Banks, though Lynch is claiming different. Whatever the truth may be, it's clear that WWE isn't taking this possible head injury lightly, as the company have taken great care of any possible concussions a superstar may have. With this attack still in her mind, and her own fiancé now doubting her, it seems Lynch isn't in the best frame of mind ahead of her title match at Clash of Champions, giving the advantage to the boss. More news from Raw now, as the King of the Ring tournament had two of its quarterfinal matches this week, which gave fans a surprising result. The first match saw Cedric Alexander take on Baron Corbin, and even before the bell had rung, the deck was stacked in the Constable's favor. An hour before the match, Alexander was attacked by the OC backstage, and though the team of Styles, Gallows, and Anderson didn't explain why, Corbin didn't really care about an explanation. Instead, the Lone Wolf quickly took advantage, dominating the majority of the match, though struggled to put away the former Cruiserweight champion. At one point, it seemed Corbin had knocked himself out on the ring post, but he was able to continue before the referee's 10 count. Despite showing clear signs of injury, Alexander refused to quit, but when he attempted a springboard attack, Corbin was able to take his legs out before hitting the young star with the End of Days to qualify for the semifinals. The second match in the second round took place later that night, as it was a battle of power versus speed when Samoa Joe locked horns with his old foe, Ricochet. While fans may remember it was Ricochet who ended Joe's reign as United States Champion earlier this year, the two stars struggled to gel on last night's show, resulting in both men pinning each other at the same time. Determined as a no contest by referee John Cone, this seemed like good news for Baron Corbin, who believed he would be getting a bye straight to the finals at Clash of Champions. However, the smug grin was wiped from his face when WWE announced that the former Raw general manager will face both Ricochet and Joe on next week's Raw for a spot in the finals. It may have been a pretty lame finish and a massively confusing announcement, but this was all worth it to see the reaction from Corbin, who will now have to face two men on next week's show. We're looking at AEW news now, and though the company's recent pay-per-view All Out was seen as a rounding success, the night was far from perfect. On the buy-in pre-show, a 21-woman battle royal saw Nyla Rose earn herself a spot at the AEW Women's title, though there was reportedly an altercation backstage after the match between Sadie Gibbs and Bea Priestley. According to Fightful Select, the Elite's Matt Jackson was forced to step in and try to smooth things over, later speaking to Gibbs about the situation. Since joining AEW earlier this year, Priestley hasn't exactly been making friends, as she caused Britt Baker to suffer a concussion during Fight for the Fallen, and Baker got some real shots in when Priestley was walking to the ring as a receipt. While this sort of backstage altercation could lead to an exciting feud between Gibbs and Priestley, it's unclear whether the new company would be willing to let fans know about the real problems backstage, all in the name of entertainment. More AEW news now, and though the company has acquired a loyal audience in the months it's existed, not everyone is a fan. One person who didn't think too highly of the company's recent All Out event is Chris DeJoseph, a former WWE and Lucha Underground writer who said that WWE shouldn't be scared by the new company. In a post online, DeJoseph said he wants the company to succeed, but that All Out lacked story, saying, "If you want the average fan to be invested, if you want to gain an audience, story trumps all, and that was severely lacking." DeJoseph does have a point, to be fair. As though AEW may be a haven for die-hard wrestling fans, it'll be difficult for the company to gain a mainstream audience if the stories aren't there. With AEW set to launch their own show on TNT later this year, time will only tell what kind of strategy the company will take to try and be a suitable alternative for WWE in the coming years. One superstar fans shouldn't expect to see in WWE or AEW is CM Punk, as the former best in the world has made it clear he doesn't plan on wrestling ever again. Though he may be retired from the ring, Punk did make an appearance this week at the StarCast 3 convention where he spoke about the infamous call he nearly received from The Rock. In case you didn't know, when the Brahma Bull was filming a part of his Paige biopic, Fighting With My Family, he decided to give Punk a call after Raw went off the air, shocking everyone in the arena. Unfortunately, Punk didn't take the call, and he explained why at StarCast, saying he was in an elevator with his dog, who he was going to take for a walk. Because of the elevator, Punk's phone didn't have signal, causing the best in the world to miss out on what would have been an interesting conversation, to say the least. Punk later joked that he should call The Rock live during StarCast, but didn't actually dial the people's digits. What Punk did do, though, was reveal that he still gets messages from old friends in WWE who tell him that things backstage are out of control. Though reports of tensions backstage have circulated in recent months, fans should take Punk's claim with a pinch of salt, as the former WWE champion has made his feelings about the company pretty clear over the last 5 years. While The Rock got in some serious hot water when he called CM Punk from the ring, the Second City Savior praised his old foe for giving the fans something different and taking the chance to get a great shot for his movie about former Divas champion Paige. Speaking of the British superstar, Paige recently underwent neck surgery, and though that means she won't be seen on WWE TV for the time being, she's not leaving TV altogether. This week, the cast of Havenbrook, including Paige, stopped by Fred Savage's What Just Happened, where she gave some very interesting details about her character on the new show from Fox. She's been kicked out of every boarding school she's ever been to because, she seduced the headmaster. After kicking an opium addiction, her mad mom actually lost her in a game of mahjong to the mayor of Havenbrook, so now she can't find a date to the prom. This definitely sounds like an interesting character for Paige, who has dabbled with acting roles in the past, including a major role in 2015's Santa's Little Helper, where she worked alongside The Miz. Hopefully the show will be a big success and allow Paige to make a name for herself in acting, as since her retirement from the ring last year due to injuries, the future has been uncertain for the first ever NXT Women's Champion. We are continuing our look at the WWE's women's division, and much like Paige, Nikki Cross has been able to make a big name for herself in the company, but it hasn't been easy. Appearing on Lillian Garcia's Chasing Glory podcast, Cross discussed her rough time growing up and being bullied by those around her. I think it was something that later on I really used a lot. In school, we were always made to feel a certain way, and I think for so many people it's sad to even say it, bullying is such a common thing. I'd get called ugly every day. If I managed to get through a day when I didn't get called ugly, I'd see that as a huge win. So every day, and the thing is, it was never like physical. It was never physical, and I knew people who dealt with it physically, but every day just getting called that every day, and it was, of course, it affected me. Despite this adversity, Cross has clearly been able to succeed and told listeners that she now uses her past to help represent others, and even at times, she feels the need to thank her bullies for making her the woman she is today. Though she's a new face on the WWE's main roster, Cross is already one half of the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, and at the age of just 30 years old, clearly has a lot left to accomplish in her promising career. While Cross's career is just getting started, it seems things aren't as good for former WWE Divas champion Alicia Fox, who was last seen along with the Legends at Raw Reunion. The appearance has made a lot of fans wonder whether Fox is still an active member of the roster, and though she was brought to Canada for SummerSlam, things didn't go well. According to reports, Fox was very drunk in Toronto during SummerSlam weekend and at times needed to be contained. Not only was she drunk, the former Divas champion was also spotted in her bad condition by several fans, which definitely didn't make the company look good. According to Brad Shepard, a source told him that Fox is on indefinite leave, as her future in the ring remains uncertain. Though Fox is clearly in hot water at the moment, she isn't the only one to have trouble with WWE this year, as the Usos haven't been seen on Monday Night Raw in quite a while. While the team of Jimmy and Jay were being pushed in their feud with the Revival earlier this year, that all came to a halt when Jimmy was arrested for the second time this year, this time for driving under the influence. Jimmy's actions meant that neither man was able to attend SummerSlam last month, meaning both missed out on what could have been a major payday. According to Brad Shepard, though, fans should expect the former tag champions sooner rather than later, as the team could be back shortly after SmackDown's move to Fox on October 4th. Debuting on the main roster in 2010, the Usos are now considered one of the best WWE tag teams of all time, though both Jimmy and Jay will need to avoid another brush with the law if they want to remain employed by the McMahon-led company. Well guys, that's our news for today. Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you like this video, don't forget to check out our previous video, 10 huge, shocking WWE 2019 rumors you need to know about. Also check out our other high-rated videos by clicking at the upper right-hand corner or down in the description field. Don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and the bell icon so you don't miss a single new video. You can follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and as always, thank you for watching.